Today we look at just quickly decimals and number lines. And the one thing you always have to remember, in order to be able to use a decimal on number lines would be what? Does anybody know? If you think about what decimals are, if you're reading off decimals, what words do we, what is the ending when we talk about decimals? Or if you look at the places, after the whole number, what place value is that? What place value is that? Okay, DJ? So if you're using number lines, children, not that it's, you can't, but it's almost impossible for us right now. Okay, if you have, let's say this is 7 and this is 8. If you're using decimals with a number line, okay, between the two numbers, you must either split that number into either tenths or hundredths, because that's what decimals are. They're either tenths or hundredths. So in other words, when I go between 7 and 8, if I'm using a decimal number line, I would have to cut that into 10 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, because if I only cut it into, let's say, 6 pieces, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can't just say that this point here is 1, 2, 3.6 or whatever it is, because it's not. It's much bigger than 0.6 would be. So, and we do that. Can you tell me where we have a number line that has things cut into tenths? Blah, 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 blah. Think about it. You probably have one sitting in your book somewhere there. Ryan, it is your ruler. That is the metric system ruler. Okay? If the big numbers here stand for centimeters, okay, this is 7 centimeters, that's 8 centimeters. Each one of these, when we cut a centimeter into 10 equal pieces, what is each piece called, Calvin? Yeah, every one of these is 1 millimeter. Okay? And the nice thing is, when you cut it into decimals, let's say I'm talking about this point right there. What is that point? Well, that point is 7 point. How many spaces over is it? How many tenths over is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, when you have a line cut into, the easiest thing in the world for us to work with as far as fractions goes is tenths, because we have decimals that stand for that. Okay, so this would be, if this was a centimeter thing, this would be 7.7 centimeters, or how many millimeters would that be? 7, this is 70 millimeters, because there's 10 in each one. So Peter, this would be, yeah, which is the same as 77 millimeters. So really the whole point of today is to say that if you're using a number line with decimals, it has to be cut into tenths. Okay, it's the easiest way. We could, well, I don't even want to go there. Okay. What decimal then would this be? What decimal number would that stand for? Lutz? 8.1234, right? Generally speaking, we don't. It's pretty hard to get a number line that's cut into 100 pieces, so that hundredths place is kind of a tough one there. But you always have to make sure when you do number lines and you're talking decimals, you can't just say, you know, if this is 0 and 1 and it's only cut into 5 pieces, you cannot say that this decimal point is 0.4, because it's not. Okay, this is not 0.4 because this is not cut into 10 pieces. Now I could cut it into 10 pieces because it's cut into 5. What would I have to do to each one of them? Split them in half again. Now it's cut into 10 pieces. What is this point? Luke? 0.8 or 8 tenths. So be careful of that with your number line there. Look at page 261 in your book. Will you with me? Just to make sure we got this. And then we get to do one more very exciting thing today. It's a pinnacle of your mathematical career. Take a look at page 261. The letter A is what decimal on that page? 261, the letter A is what decimal?